Too late, too late. Instincts kick in and I brutalize my reset button. 90 minutes in. The universe telling you it should be shorter. Hey, it's a long game to do a quick one on, though. I mean, if the speed run's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes, you know, I would hope the tutorial should take as long or longer. If you're going to go through stage by stage, that's the one thing I didn't do at all, in any way, shape, or form. I haven't gone through optimal routing or trying to look at that, which, if we wanted that lower, you know, the time that we see on the boards, those lower 20s, that's what it would take, but I'm not always willing to memorize the other routes when I'm testing games and doing this thing here that we do. A lot of it's about figuring it out ourselves to just show how accessible all these games are, you know? Like, a lot of people think that this is just too much for them, right? They're not a speedrunner, so they couldn't do it, or it's not really as special of a, you know, of a hobby as some people think it to be. Like, every one of these things we learn in anywhere from, you know, 1 to 5 days and put up a top 10 time. So if you like video games and any of these tickles your fancy, you absolutely could, you know, could top 10 it within a week of practice or so. Like, you know, that's the idea. So I'm not always trying to... A lot of it, too, is trying to come up with my own routing, because it's hard to have a new world record unless you route the game better, right? Like, you can't always try to get better, but some runs are very optimized, and you can only do about as good as the other person. But rerouting it to a faster route, that's an easy world record route there, you know? So, impossible to find that new route if you're trying to copy too much there. Like, you just kind of got to feel the game out and then understand how it works, and sometimes your intuition kicks in and you just see that thing that was missed, right? But until you get that perspective on the game, it's kind of hard to make those assessments. Yeah, exactly. The point is that, you know, you vote for the games. If you think they're cool, now you get to learn how they work if you want. Also, it keeps it so I'm not picking games, so, like, I don't have any advantages or anything. I truly am just picking them up blind. On Monday, I don't even speedrun. On Monday, we just go through the game with save states and create a save state at each boss and set up, you know, practice stuff so we can practice, you know, at the beginning of the stream. So Monday, usually we just beat the game for the first time ever via cheaty save states and get them all, you know, get them all keyed in. That way we can use them to practice later on. And then Tuesday is usually the first time run because now we know how to get through the game. And then Wednesday to Friday, we just try to make it faster. And it's so kind of organic that you do find a lot of things that people have missed. You look at it and you go, why don't they do that? That seems like it would be better, you know? And I guess, you know, after you've done enough games too, you kind of have a better kind of intuition about it, right? Like, a lot of times I see things that might go unnoticed by most players, but speedrunning is so similar across all games. The tricks, the way to go faster, you know, the strats and the ideas, right? You know, a wrong warp is a wrong warp, and finding one in a game is you know, is it's the same concept all the way around, and the things that make those happen are the same ideas, you know, sprite overloads and memory overload. Look at that, the trigger didn't work. So I gotta wander this room now. There, see? I hate that. That's the worst. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's not, you know, it's not going to garner me any popularity. And, you know, I would say, unfortunately, I don't know if I'd be good at being popular, but, you know, it's not going to garner me anything that's going to make Twitch profitable or help grow my stream in any way. But I think it does more for the community this way, or at least I'm giving back more this way than if I'm just trying to play, you know, the most popular game all the time and get better at it. I guess this, as we've learned over the past year or two, this is the farthest thing away from trying to be cool at Twitch that anybody could be. It's like, It's like the most shoot yourself in the foot formula for actually getting popular, but it's what I want to be doing, you know? This is my passion. I want other people to love it. And that's all that really matters to me. Yeah, that room trigger is horrendous. That room is the worst of every room. I have to go back to that one a lot. Also, the trigger in the first room with the swirly, you know, the two pink ghosts that one turns into a bunch of blobs. Right, that room the trigger doesn't work in the first stage all the time. That's a bad room too. Granted, it works a lot better if you do the you know, if you trap both of them without letting the one separate into the little dots. Then the trigger almost invariably works fine. But if you do it the intended way, that trigger doesn't work. Like you have to get away from the door and go back to it, because if you go to the door too quick, it hasn't like registered the kills. I don't know. But I do know it doesn't work. These triggers are all good here. This stage, the worst thing is the damn ninjas to me. These ninjas that spawn all over, they bug me out. You never know where they're gonna be. And I never know which way they're gonna fly, so I can never catch them. You know, a lot of times you want to have a good run, and you're going to go and you refer to the top runs, and you try to do some things you see, and then sometimes it'll work out, and sometimes it's just like things in that run are just beyond where you're at. Like, you shouldn't be trying it yet because you have to build to that point, right? Like, you can't be using world record strats if you haven't even learned the, you know, the base strat, because you just won't understand how they work and why you're doing that strat, right? So without that deep understanding of it, sometimes it's hard to make them consistent. Ah, shit. There, gosh darn it. So I kind of want also mine to be, you know, the kind of run that if somebody's trying to learn the game and they can pull it up, unless it's, you know, there are about 50 games or so we've ground the world record to a point that the game might be close to retirement on people, and I feel no remorse over it, but for the most part, we try to leave it to that natural thing where if you looked at the run, it's something you could pick up and understand and do really quickly, and then build from there if you wanted to do better. You know, it's more about finding the games you like and understanding that you could easily be great at it if that's what you want out of that game. I don't always like the games that I do, you know, or as much as somebody else might, so I'm not going to grind them all like that, but we at least have the, you know, the framework there for everybody. Something like Dig Dug that we've been working on, like, yeah, the goal there isn't really to make it accessible to everybody per se, it's to optimize the game now fully. We've worked on the routes so you can have the, you know, you can run the optimal time, but we've also ground, or, you know, put the time into grinding it to that time almost. So if you want to go play it, you're probably never going to get a world record, unfortunately. It would take an awful lot of work. It's not there yet, though. I'm not saying that it's there, actually. I'm just saying that's kind of the idea with that one, you know, that's where we're at with, you know, some games. But I've even left that one with, what did I leave on the table? Like 3 seconds on Dig Dug intentionally? Like, we broke the world record by a second. In a run that was on pace for beating the task by a second. Yeah, beating the task by a second. But I botched up a part of it and still broke the new record, the long-standing 25 that it was at. So I kind of did select to not finish the last 2 seconds on that and to move onward to the next Dig Dug, just so if somebody else is going to go grind it, maybe they could get the they could still you know, pop it off. And then I know comfortably that I have 3 seconds in my pocket, so I can just take it back. But I just trick somebody else into running it, so more people are running it, and then take their record away immediately. Yeah, it's a dick move, I guess. I don't know. Would you rather be able to run for a world record and then lose it instantly? Or would you just rather start a game with no hope of even being able to challenge it and get the same time in the long run, but have it only be second for you? Like, I think it'd be more fun for somebody to come in and at least grind and give them a reason to play it for a little bit, unless they actually know the truth. People who watched me grind it might not, because they know that there's still time on the board, and we popped off several runs at the exact same time, so it's pretty consistently right there that I can pop it off. Oh! Yeah, Dig Dug's a great classic. Dig Dug might be part of the issue with why I struggle in moving in this game a little bit. So I have this super broken D-pad on this. Like, this controller is so worn in now and loose, and it's kind of just for quick moves and changes in Dig Dug. But it kind of bites me sometimes, because when I hit left or right, up or down sometimes get pushed also, because, you know, it's just a loose control. And if your thumb is leaning a little upward or downward while you're holding left or right, it'll get those other inputs on you. But it certainly helps with the movement in that game, so you gotta use the right controllers for these games, too. Don't do anything weird and cheaty. I just mean, like, you know, find the D-pad that has the loose A button if you got a mash, right? You don't want a stiff, brand new A button necessarily for that. If you got to buy a new controller, you might have to wear it in for a little bit before it works as well as the old one did. So, I've got these all kind of set in their own... Set for their own games, or worn accordingly for certain games. But I won't do the custom controllers that some do. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that, to be totally honest. I mean, to each their own, whatever, but modifying a controller for play has always been against the rules, and now is becoming like a thing. But, you know, people go in and they, like, cut out the plastics, and they rework it, and they grind parts down. Which effectively is what you do if you play it for long enough, right? You wear it down, but they're going in and doing it by hand, modifying it. I don't know. That's dangerously close to, like, you know, people mapping buttons or things, and I'm just not sure exactly how I feel about it, but I'm a little uneasy about the idea. So, if your community allows it, absolutely buy a customized controller. I know the Ninjas, it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't have anything, you know, against it. I'm not thinking it's right or wrong. It's not my jam necessarily. And it's questionable, so you don't always want to be doing it, because it could bar you from some games and some communities. And that's the last thing you want to do, is not read or understand your rule set and kind of ostracize yourself. Because they're all great communities. You don't want to be the dickhead in it. Surely don't want to be somebody that looks like they're trying to cheat or something either, especially when it's just you honestly playing the way you thought was totally fine and is okay among other groups. Mario 3 is a big one too. Those, you know, there's a lot of, you know, just like CHX does his controllers, and there's a lot of controller makers out there that make some amazing pieces of equipment, but yeah, the hard part is that, I mean, if you don't have the Nintendo brand, like official controller, every part has to be different, slightly. Like, NES invented the directional pad back in the 80s. Like, it was their patent. The only way to have a D-pad on a controller was to invent your own type of D-pad, so it has to be different than Nintendo's. Which means inherently it's probably not as good, and also not interchangeable per se. So, and I never have Nintendo brand controllers. This shit's expensive. I buy like these $3, $4 controllers that break easy, because I'm gonna break them anyway. Like, even a high-grade Nintendo, you know, branded controller is only gonna last a month longer for me the way we play with it, so It's not worth the extra $30. Like, I'll just buy 20 of the cheapos and just let them break and pop. And that's where, when they wear out and start wearing in, they all start becoming useful for different games because they wear differently depending on what you've played with them. And now I have like a drawer of semi-overused controllers that some are very specialized for certain games. Unintentionally, but I feel it and it's the way I use them. Oh, come on, no, not now. Come on, buddy. Yeah, this is another one that is not in the tasks. This whole bottom section here, they don't have to do right. Yeah. I feel good knowing that it's not just me, though, that the task is a different game, effectively. Oh, I didn't know he could shoot that far through that wall. Oh! What are you doing over here? This is so weird. I'm making it weird, I'm sorry. This is embarrassing now. We got so many people that actually know how to play this game. Oh! It was better when nobody knew how to play this or was involved in speedrunning this. I looked like I was doing better. Now everybody in here knows I'm not doing that good. Alright, we're up to 4 now, right? Nope. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was 1 off. 3, 2, 1, and done. Come on out, come on out, come on out! Huh. You get lined up there, Winston. Alright. I like to watch a lot of White Hat's old runs, even though they're older, you know, because you can't really, well, unless you go to all of his current stuff, you're never going to find the current runs, unfortunately, because he doesn't do speedrun.com, hasn't for years now. But, you know, watch White Hat's first run at like 21 something, and then go to the actual boards and see how many people have crushed that out even. It's unsettling how good this game, or how well this game has been run. Alright, so this is where we can, wait. Oh, that was so dumb. Well, these are the worst. It's like, these things have the smartest enemy AI of anything in the game. They intentionally stay exactly 1 pixel adjacent to you. So you're, oh, yep, then there, that's the room with the pink ones that has no trigger. They know that they are out of range, and no matter how you try to line up, like, you just can't adjust to it. I guess that's why it's best to not deal with them, right? Do it right in the first place. And then you don't have to fight them. Last one. That was okay. That was better than I usually do. Quick ninjas. No! I mixed them up. I always go for the knife first. At least we absorbed him in death, so we didn't have to have 2 there. What do I got for lives, though? We gotta be getting freaking close. Oh! No, that's wrong. Hey, extra life, yay! I didn't mean to do that. We made it. Talk about sketchy choices. Man, oh man, what was... Now, what is this one? This is the, oh, the fast shooter. I didn't even turn to shoot him. I just ran up. He wasn't shooting anywhere near me. I was on the bottom of the screen. He threw that off the top like he was trying to not hit me. And I chased the projectile down instead of even trying to get the enemy. What the hell was that? Mistakes were made. What's this room? Oh, this is the easy one. These enemies I like. They're nice and simple. You know? They basically line themselves up mostly. The way they move a little bit wobbly makes it so even though if they don't come at you straight on, like they kind of sway so they'll get into the line of your hitbox at least. This is probably my favorite enemy type in the whole game, these pumpkin guys. These are probably my least favorite there. Those worms. I think the worms, the worst part is the way the trap works on them is weird and it doesn't always get them. But like that. Oh, god damn it. Their hitbox isn't in the whole thing. Like, they have a hitbox for the gun that'll hit, but the trap hitbox seems to be a little smaller. Get it. Okay, oh, here come the... Oh, no, I messed it up already. What do I do now? Like, I don't even know what to... Oh, shit. Okay. I spaced out going into that room and really botched it. Come on, Winston. Now, this one is... Look at the door won't shut. Ugh. Oh yeah, this is the other one. The task doesn't even go up here. This room doesn't even exist, apparently, in the other version, huh? Which is nice, I think, because I hate this room. Oh, freaking ghosts. Those ninjas are tough. And then the single worst enemy in the whole game, this guy right here. I have that guy get stuck sometimes in unable to move into a location where you can actually trap it. You can hit it with the tractor beam, but you cannot throw the trap far enough to get it. I don't know why it does that down there. He doesn't try to like jump at you or whatever. He just kind of stays in the corner and gets stuck. Let's not go all the way to the bottom, because yeah, that guy up there. We always leave him by mistake and then have to come chase him down. Late spawning enemy. Get him close enough to the wall to reach. There we go. Boom. Okay. Better. Oh, the infinite dots. And then this is the floaty heads, right? Yeah, okay. Oh no! Oh, right on me! Get it, Winston. Yeah, I'm quick on the trap trigger though, so that locks him up a lot too. I understand it. It's hard to know when he's lined up or not sometimes. Like, you just hope he is. But then he's turned a little to the right, or you know, that trap goes out sideways and you're just like, oh shit. And then the time, you know, that it takes for the trap to come back and do it again and get him lined up, the enemy's unstunned and running away. Jubilee, yep. So, is this Dr. Foha or whatever, Poa or whatever? Is that who this is? Right? Anybody know the movie well enough to answer that? This looks like the most movie-accurate character in this game by far. If it's not meant to be Dr. or whatever, the head of the whatever, the museum thing, library, whatever it is that they're in. If that's not who this is, then I can't even guess what they were going for. But this looks like him. Like, this is really cool. Even Arnold in all of the Terminator games almost never got one that looked like Arnold. You know, really. They were always just some kind of like cobbled together muscle head. Oh, it's not supposed to be him? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, Dan, right? As far as the show character goes. Well, no, it's gotta be him. Because you're about to go fight Vigo, right? This is his lackey. I loved his character in the movie. It was ridiculous. He was so cartoonish, but it wasn't done poorly. Like, it wasn't bad or, like, you know, embarrassingly how dumb it was. I think he did a good job with it. I enjoyed his character. Johas Poha. Yeah, the museum director. Yeah, I don't even know how to say that exactly. I actually Googled it up. How many do I have here? 2? Okay, well, this might still end in a fail. Well, actually, no, we have all our continues. Fabulous. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That character, you know, that Dr. Poa or whatever, registers as strong and memorably with me as, like, Chris Tucker's Fifth Element character. Like, it's so ridiculous, but I think this was a much better character, personally. They're both on that level of absurdity, and they're just kind of hard to not remember from the movies. Oops. That's stupid. Accidentally tapped my D-pad. Please don't be lined up wrong. Okay, so we've got the good pattern here, at least. So he can't ever hit us, technically, I don't think. Yeah, he'll always shoot under us. But I just botched it up and took the death. Whoa! It didn't make the sound! What just happened? That was like a quick end. I don't even know what I just did there, to be honest. It didn't make the sound when you kill him or whatever. It just skipped. And the baby didn't phase in slowly either. The baby just kind of like appeared, and I've never seen the ending do that. Yeah, so that's something that I saw the TAS do. The TAS weaves in and out of the bullet circle. Like, it goes between the bullets while they're spinning and just is dicking around. But they start the fight earlier. And also, I think the TAS, it uses Turbo A, basically. Like, A every frame. So the beam never is not touching him. Like, it doesn't end and you have to refire it. Because if you can if you can mash it fast enough... yeah, the beam is active every frame, but never has to come down. So, yeah, we do it a lot, don't we, Kuma? I don't know if that was a glitch or not, but it is one of my fortes.